Hey guys, welcome back. We are today doing episode 2 here at Soul Oasis Urban Retreat. Thank you for joining us again. And like I promised on our first episode, that we're going to talk about vortexes. So you probably have heard of things called crystals. These are stones, and you probably have heard of energy portals. You maybe haven't, but we're gonna talk all about those things. These are healing, uh, I'll say properties that God gave us, that the universe gave us to use, as much as the universe gave us plants to eat and gain energy from, and make food, and make rice, and make all these things. So also we have these spiritual and energetic properties that are available to us. So crystals, energy portals, vortexes are part of how the universe wants us to cleanse, heal ourselves using these elements. So I'm gonna be chatting to Dawn because we have all of them here at Soul Oasis. So if you ever wanted to see a crystal, how it comes out, we have them here. We mine them here. So Dawn is going to just now tell you all about it, and then make sure that you come through and sit there. So make sure that you are clicking on the subscribe button, you are sharing this, you are liking this. You also click on the notification bell because it will allow you to be able to see the videos when we upload them, so that you can be able to catch up with all these conversations. And of course, please put in your comment section where you're watching us from, so that we know who's watching, who's interacting with this content. If there's any questions that you'd like us to cover in terms of energy healing, in terms of shifting your vibration, put them in the comment section. Dawn,
Yes.
what are vortexes?
So let me start almost at the beginning. As a landscape architect, I've designed several hundred gardens probably throughout the last 25 years.
Designing gardens, beautiful spaces.
Yes, and I've never been taught how to landscape with energy. So to a large extent, energy is beyond a lot of people because we can't really see it. You do get clairsentient people that are aware of energy and that can feel it and sense it. So what happened in 2021 is we had a Mother's Day picnic. And about a week after that, one of our neighbors who had come to Soul Oasis with his mother and his kids and his great grandmother, they picnic under one of the trees. And about a week later, he phoned me and he said he'd like to come and chat to me about some stuff on the property. And he arrived and he said to me very hesitantly, "What would you do if I tell you you have energy vortices on your property?" And I was quite beside myself because I'd researched a whole lot about energy. And in Sedona in America, they have, in the Arizona desert, they're actually very well known for their vortexes, their energy vortexes.
Yeah.
So this had inspired me for several years. So to be told this was like mind blowing.
Like it's always been here with you.
Exactly. So it actually led me onto a whole researching path because I wanted to find out what they do, why they're there, all sorts of stuff. So in looking at some articles and watching some clips, we discovered that the quartzite, that is, I just want to hold it up to you. Yeah, where's the quartzite that we have on the property,
Yes.
along
Crystals.
along
We
with
mine them. Yeah, you buy them somewhere. No, they're expensive, but we have them here. So come through. Take one with you.
And I discovered that there's iron oxide percentages that makes the crystals red. And apparently it's the combination of the quartz and the iron oxide that creates a magnetic vortex. So the air that comes out of these vortexes isn't like the hot air out of your kettle. And what you also need to understand when you're thinking and talking about all of these things is that what's going on around us is way more than what we perceive. So we see this much, and there's actually this much going on. So when speaking about these kind of things that do take place naturally, a lot of people are either scared of them, or they think they're going to damage you, or that they're from evil forces or whatever. They don't understand that it's actually the natural polarity of Earth, the North Pole and the South Pole, that creates these vortices, because they all form part of the energy of Earth. And they go straight up to the stratosphere. So what I started finding interesting is Hera came to me and he actually said to me his grandmother hadn't known that she had sat on one of the vortices. And she sat there for about 4 hours.
Wow.
So the next day she woke up, she was feeling younger, she was feeling better. Her arthritis had cleared up substantially. She had a better appetite, she had slept better, and this feeling just continued.
Yeah.
So because he's clairsentient and open to the energy in that, he came and he pointed out points on the property that he said had energy vortices coming out of them. So I marked all of them, and I was still rather hesitant because this was still very, very new to me. But I went and I marked everywhere that he told me, and I then took my pendulum, which I have used in the past, and I started dowsing above the areas that he told me. And without fail, the pendulum would swing ballistically above these vortices. So he pointed out about 12 or 13, and since then I've uncovered a few more on the property. And then as energy healers and other energy aware people and people that are in tune with their surroundings very much started visiting the property, they would start asking me questions, and I actually at that stage I didn't know the answers. I had to literally go and research and see what I had done here and why it was working. What we also did around the labyrinth is we put a whole lot of rose quartz crystals into the foundations. Now this we literally did on a whim. Like you walk in, they're busy throwing the foundations. By chance there was a wheelbarrow of rose quartz there, and all the staff think I'm a bit loony anyway. So when I said to them, listen, put those pink stones into the concrete, they did it. And years later, people started coming to me and saying, how did you get the energy in the labyrinth? No, actually, how did you get the labyrinth like that? And I would, well, we built the foundations, we put the rocks on, we did, and they're like, no, how did you get the energy in the labyrinth like that? And I didn't know the answer. And then I literally by chance said, we did put rose quartz in the foundations, and they said that would definitely do it. So it opened up this world to me where I started realizing that we can manipulate the feeling that people get when they come to a property by using metaphysical objects or by using crystals or other elements such as sacred geometry, shapes and that. And you can actually change the subtle energy in a space so that the visitor feels better by being there without even doing anything.
Absolutely. So you guys, when I first walked into Soul Oasis, the first day I came through, Dawn greeted me outside the parking, and we started walking towards this place. And when we stepped in front of the labyrinth, my whole energy vibration shifted in, and I felt the pull, and it was the most beautiful feeling I've ever felt. Remember, I'm an energy healer. When something is wrong, I feel it first. When something is correct, I feel it first. And I thought, oh my goodness, what is happening? So I remember standing there just shocked because I didn't know if I should ask him what is happening.
If I would shut up.
He was going to think I'm crazy. Or I didn't know if I should be talking about what I'm feeling, if what was going on. And then he started. And then he was like, oh, we see we have a labyrinth, it's got crystals. And I was like, oh, damn, okay. So what I'm feeling is not, it's real, right? Then, I mean, since that day, I have, of course, been coming here for that. But the reason why I was at Soul Oasis that day, it was because I was looking for a very sacred place to do my ayahuasca ceremonies. I was going to be doing the first public ayahuasca ceremony, and because I was going to have more people that are different, I needed another level of sacredness and protection and a whole lot of strong energy to make sure that I keep everybody's soul intact while we do this ayahuasca. So ayahuasca ceremonies are quite intense because it's a huge healing. You are healing from thousands of lifetimes you've been here. You are healing for your lineage. You are healing the traumas. So the energy has to be very, very strong and supportive. So when I started to walk around and felt these vortexes, I knew this was the place that I will be able to do my ayahuasca ceremonies with no problem. Now, everybody who has ever come through to my ayahuasca ceremonies since I've started doing them here can tell you they are the most calmest, they are the most peaceful. Dawn never hears nothing. We just go across the whole night and no drama whatsoever. But it's because this place has got so much positive energy that there is no devil, there is no bad spirit that can be able to function when we are in this place. Everybody feels safe. Everybody can be able to do their healing without being disturbed. But remember, when you're doing ayahuasca, also we're going to very many dimensions. Everybody travels to different dimensions, so you need a safe space that can be able to pull you back when you need to come back now. So these vortexes have literally saved my life. And when the time came that I become a partner, this becomes my home, I knew for sure there was no way I wanted to leave this place. There was no way I was gonna leave this place. So I made sure that I become part of it, because it is so critical for the environment, for healing. It is an amazing environment. Now, of course, I mean, we're currently building a swimming pool. So when they were digging the swimming pool, all these amazing crystals came out. So guys, we don't buy crystals. So whenever you come through here, ask. You know what? There's, of course, Labyrinth has so many codes, rose codes. There's so many. You just, when you're walking there, you're walking on top of them, and the more you are there, the more they're taking the bad energy from you, and they are releasing that healing energy. So if you know about crystals, you will know what I'm talking about. If you don't know, go and Google what crystals are. You will understand that they are such an important healing tool. So, and of course, you can wear crystals, you can use them in your house for protection. I mean, one client of mine used to have so many break-ins in her business, and her guides, when I was doing her clearing, and she was asking why, her guide said, go and put crystals in every corner of the property. Since then, she sometimes leaves the place unlocked, and nothing has ever happened after that. So that, and crystals are just what God created, and they have such an energy, and they're always cold. So when you touch a crystal, you always, no matter what the temperature is, they're always cold. So if you want to really know if it's a crystal, check the temperature. It's always cold. You can never find it warm. So, and a lot of people also who are healers, you normally have cold hands sometimes, and that's why, because your hands are healing, so they are cold like the crystal. So my hands are always cold. Doesn't matter what kind of temperature is on my hands.
Oh yes, they are.
So when I was young, I used to worry, because in the middle of summer, like when it's so hot, 40 degrees outside, my hands are always cold.
That's amazing.
And I will touch people and be like, oh my goodness, why are you so cold?
It's like an air conditioner.
Yeah, like really good one. So yeah, I mean, in winter I have to really make sure I keep myself warm because of that.
Yeah.
So, but that's how you know a crystal is a crystal, because it's always cold. Now, let's talk a little bit more about these vortexes.
Yes.
What else should we know about them?
What I find very interesting is that the air that comes out of them is not just like steam out of a kettle, for instance. So I was telling you about how there's so much else going on in this universe than what we're aware of. And what I've discovered is that the air that comes out of the vortices, they actually have got microscopic magnetite crystals in it that we cannot see. But these are part of the Earth's polarity, and which is what pulls the energy up. So when you get these magnetite crystals going up, they form the polarity of the Earth, and they create the shape around the Earth. But then what is fascinating is that inside our inner ears, our bodies make biomagnetite. So we have got minuscule magnetite crystals in our brain, which help us create or form a sense of direction to kind of know where north is. Although I don't think it works sometimes in some
Yes,
people.
mine is the other way around.
And so we've got that in there. So when you come and experience the vortex and you actually meditate on a vortex, the crystals, the magnetite in your skull, in your brain, actually realigns with the crystals that are going up in the air. So now there's something called Schumann's resonance, which they call the heartbeat of Earth. It's 7.83 hertz. So that is the basic hertz that are coming out. And as you realign to it, you are actually aligning your mind and your physiology into the heartbeat of Earth.
Wow.
So it creates connection that you probably have not felt often before.
Wow.
And because of this, it actually amplifies the energy.
Makes
We've had a few friends come here that ask us, how can you even sleep on this property? Because the energy is so high. And I think over the last 7 or 8 years that we've been here, we've started adapting to it because I noticed we are a little bit more hyper than a lot of other people. Thank goodness.
So you guys, so I want to ask you this question. Every time when I'm here, I have very weird anxiety, vibration, because of course I have to at all times take in everybody's energy, clean it, and give people the good stuff, and then I have to sort of deal with their stuff. So for me, anxiety is almost like part of my life. It used to be bad in terms of it would block me from doing things, but now I've just sort of learned to deal with anxiety. But every time when I come through here and I walk on top of a vortex here, the anxiety goes away. Why is that?
Basically, it's a remover of emotions. So because it is realigning your chakras and your energy centers, I always say to people to try and explain it because it is such a real it's such a real part of our world that's actually not part of our world because we're not aware of it a lot of the time. But when you are basically sitting there coping with your anxiety and with your emotions, you are essentially raising your vibe. Now, you don't get your energy just from the food and the drink that you consume. You're actually getting your energy from the surroundings. So through your chakras, you've got funnels which are coming in, and you draw in energy from everything going on around you, which is why people say energetically what you are consuming, whether it's bad news broadcasts or bad food, you are consuming something that is going to down your energy. So when feeling anxious, the vortex literally helps you raise your own vibe, and as you deal with the anxiety, you yourself are actually pulling in more energy from your surroundings, which helps the whole clearance thing. So there's a lot of stagnant energy in our bodies as well. What I find fascinating, there's a subject called biogeometry that comes from ancient Egypt, and that basically is how you facilitate the manipulation of subtle energy. But we also need to remember that we are literally one with the universe, because our energy bodies, your body doesn't stop here, your body literally is coming out to here, so our energy bodies are constantly intermingling
all the time,
with people around us. So if any of their feelings or their heavy feelings are hanging about their auras, you could literally brush it into you.
Absolutely. That's why even we talk about being intimate with somebody, you take all their energy, they give you all,
absolutely,
it's story for another day. But now, one time when we're having an ayahuasca ceremony, so this is, guys, where we have the ayahuasca ceremony. So in front of the door here, there's a vortex there, that one.
Correct.
So one night when we were doing the ayahuasca ceremony, there's a lady that went out. Remember, at night she was starting to vomit, so she went out running, but she stood on top of the vortex. And then when she was vomiting, I tell you, balls that looked like eyes without the cornea were coming out of her. She was vomiting things that were scary on top of that vortex. And when she would move, and then she did, I don't know how. I mean, I was looking at it from a distance, because of course when a person is doing the vomiting, I just need to be there, hold the space for them. But she will move in, stand on top of the vortex, these things will come out.
Wow.
She will move a little bit, the vomiting will stop, but then I don't know how she was doing it, because then she will stop. Step on it. And I'm thinking, should I be telling her to not step on it? But it looked like something was telling her. Yeah, something was just letting her know that she needs to stand here, so that all these things could be triggered quickly and come out. I mean, after that, she said for years she always had something in her, at the bottom of,
like an anxious feeling,
like but
butterflies,
but she felt like there was something that was sitting there, but she felt like this thing came out for
wow. That's
phenomenal. So I mean,
so the vortices literally do amplify any energy around them.
Yeah.
So if you are coming here and you are feeling down a bit, it will either amplify that or it will help you deal with it and raise it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I find it phenomenal that the creators of the space had to literally use the creation to heal themselves.
Imagine.
So,
wow.
Mm.
Now, of course, these are things that are freely given. So the vortexes just are there. We
Yes.
found them here.
Yes.
The crystals are there. We found. Why is it that we normally don't use these things while they are so important to us?
I think it's just the fact that there are so many biased opinions about it. And there are people that feel it's evil, or you shouldn't trust that a rock has got power because there's only one thing with power, or it's people like that, and often just lack of knowledge. I only literally started, I've always been interested in it, and I actually did geology as one of my subjects at university. So I understood the crystalline structures and the rocks and what the gems are and all the precious stones and stuff. But I don't think people are actually fully aware of it. Like when I put the rose quartz into the foundations of the labyrinth, I didn't realize it would actually do anything. I thought I was just like doing it as an experiment or a sense of fun. And what I'm amazed at the property is that the more things that we're experimenting with, it's almost like a Disneyland of energy. Because there is so much that we are doing that will appeal to almost all the visitors, and each person will get something different out of it.
And of course, I mean, I am always doing all my healing work here. So we also do our fire cleansing ceremonies. Again, where we sitting, we see the fire place right there, so the labyrinth is on the side. But when we are doing the fire cleansing, because it's very close by to the labyrinth, the energy of people when they are releasing their troubles and the trauma, because the fire cleansing is all about transformation.
Right.
I have literally felt the energy of how everything just moves that direction, how everything, even sometimes there will be a wind that will start blowing that direction, and it is almost like everybody starts shaking or vomiting during the fire cleansing. But the energy just, it feels like once we start, the energy just goes like this. And of course, there's like several vortices around the fire, the fireplace. So also that every time when we do the fire cleanse, it's the weirdest of stuff. Everything's that there will be no wind, nothing. But when we start, then we have a whole entire breeze going like this.
That's incredible. We've actually noticed quite a few whirlwinds.
Yeah.
And we even, like, the one was so large, we phoned our neighbors, and she said she didn't see a thing on her property. So I don't know what we have here. I think it's literally, we're only scratching the surface, which is phenomenal because it's adventurous. It's incredible.
Every time we start the fire cleansing, because it's an activation of energy that cleanses and transforms. We always get that. And I mean, at first I thought it was just me seeing it, but then every time we do another fire cleansing, I see the same thing. Every time we do it, so totally amazing. The other question I wanted to ask was, in the center of the labyrinth, again, there's a vortex, of course, an amazing vortex there, but also there is these crystals that you put there and the vortex. So explain why the vortex is there in the middle of the labyrinth. How does that work?
So, first of all, I must explain that I didn't design this property knowing that the vortices were there. So, to me it was crazy to start realizing where they were forming or where they were being discovered, because the center of the labyrinth, how better planned can that be? I'd love to say I did it, but I didn't.
Wow.
But then in my research, and actually in biogeometry that I taught you from ancient Egypt, it's that science which manipulates energy. So they actually show you that in a space where a lot of emotion takes place, energy vortices can develop. So if you have the right formation and the right geology and all that, now if you consider it, about 2,500 people have walked the labyrinth since we opened it. It's in 2018. So that amount of energy and focus and love and the support that the people are coming there for could very well have opened that. But then again, I've also used sacred geometry without knowing I was doing it. And so the sacred geometry shapes and the way that the axes pull together, it actually does show that you can manipulate energy easily to follow certain patterns. And what biogeometry also explains is that as the energy flows into us, there's a circuit of energy that is similar in every single organ in every person. So if it shows your energy comes in and it flows in a certain direction, if they are noticing that energy comes into your heart and flows differently to what the energy should, they realize there's something wrong with your heart. So there's ways of picking that up. So if our bodies and our universe is so well planned to the level of energy that flows through your body organs and through everything, you can imagine that this stuff is taking place around us, and that we are all part of something way bigger than what any of us even think.
So we have the vortexes. How many do we have?
I think we're at about 16 at the moment.
Wow. So one thing I'm just talking about myself and how I'm experiencing all of this. I've been wanting to write a book, another book. Well, the first book is called Money and Black People. How to heal your money story and all of that stuff. That is amazing. Please make sure if you need one, let me know. But I've been wanting to write another book, but it's just writing a book is such a heavy task, because unless you are just writing from googling stuff and putting things together, then it's a different thing. But when you're writing like myself, I need to channel. So whatever that I'm writing is not just myself that is writing from what I know, but I have to listen to what I'm being told to write. So I've been wanting to start to write a book, and I've been told that it's gonna be so much easier when I sit on next to one of the vortexes, and I'll be able to let the information come out of all of it in the quickest, most easiest way. So I'm gonna be starting that process and using the vortexes to help me write my book. And I'm hoping it's gonna come out soon, you guys, and you're gonna hear that this is the book that was written on top of a vortex. So, but like I'm saying, when I'm here, when I'm sitting next to the vortexes, or just meditating next to the vortex, I always feel this calmness and the letting go that happens so easily. So if you would like to experience this, please come through, book a day and say, I would like to come and walk the labyrinth, and I would like to come and experience the vortexes. And if there is even a project that you want to do, come and do the planning of it here, come and do the brainstorming of it. You might find that you will be able to do more in the less space of time, but you'll be able to cover the core of what you really want to do, because these vortexes are amazing, totally amazing. So as our time is almost finished, as we coming to an end now, I know that the vortexes also affect our brain, our mental health. Explain a little bit about that.
So in Sedona, they've discovered the vortexes quite a while ago, but for the last 10 years, they've been doing clinical studies on people coming to meditate on the vortices. So they literally put EEG machines on their heads and everything to monitor brain activity. And they show a way deeper connection in brain activity when you are closer or on a vortex.
Yeah.
So as I said, people literally fly to Sedona
Yeah.
to go and experience these, and you've got to
Yeah.
climb a mountain and go through a cave
Yeah.
and a hiking
Yeah.
trail,
Yeah.
and you literally walk onto our
Yeah.
property, and we have a
Yeah.
bunch of them.
Yeah, because the energy is able to dissolve so much. I mean, if you can take time and read about vortexes, you'll find out when you are standing on top of a vortex or you are in that space, you can dissolve tumors, fibroids, all these kind of things that you would have needed a operation for. They just sort of dissolve in your body because your whole entire system is aligning correctly. But also everything that you don't need, the vortex has that. And I mean, the only way you're going to prove it is for you to come and experience it. So
Exactly.
thank you so much, Dawn, for sharing.
Great.
I mean, I am learning every day.
Me too.
It's
It's amazing.
yeah, every day that I'm here, this energy is so encouraging. It's literally like you get to get a big hug from your grandmother. You're not
Basically.
even your mother, because your mother might just sort of hug you and telling you.
But your grandmother.
Yeah, your grandmother will hug you unconditionally.
Yes, exactly.
So it feels like that. This vortexes feels like that hug that is unconditional, that is loving, and I am able to let go.
Yes.
I am able to say, okay, this is okay, accepting things.
Yeah, and you can
And-
become your own hero.
Yeah, and just knowing that all is okay, and gaining the strength to go on again and do one more important thing in my life.
Exactly.
Go on and be courageous to do more.
That's the main thing, because it doesn't give you the energy you're going to need for the rest of your life,
Yeah.
but it just gets you ahead to the
Yes,
next
like
push.
the next
So-
step.
Yeah, so if you're considering, if you drive down at night to Cape Town, you can't see where Cape Town is. You can't see
Yeah.
what's coming ahead of you, just as far as
Yeah.
your headlights go.
Of course.
But you've got the courage and the confidence to know that little bit will get you there. So that's all you need the courage for, just to get you that next little bit of the road.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So guys, you've had, and if you have questions about this vortexes, please put it in the comment section. But also book yourself a session. Book yourself on a Tuesday. Take a day off from work and say, well, you know what? Life has been really beating me up nicely. I'm going to book a Tuesday off and I'm going to go and chill at Soul Oasis. Or you book a Saturday, or you book a Sunday morning, or you book a Sunday afternoon. We are always here. We are always here, making sure that you have a space to go to that is safe, a space that you can do the healing. And when you do need somebody to hold your hand through certain processes and activities that we've got here, we've got from massages to, well, I facilitate ayahuasca ceremonies from here. I facilitate the fire cleansing ceremonies from here. So all of those things that if you need them, just check on our Instagram page. But book some time. Call us and let us know you are coming through this day, and book your time and come and experience this. You will not, I promise you will not regret it. You will not regret that time that you spent on just allowing yourself to take a break from all these things, allowing yourself to take some time and work on things that are important to you, your happiness, your joy, your peace. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. We are going to be saying, don't please say
Perfect.
goodbye.
Ciao, ciao. See you soon.
And make sure that you are clicking on the share button.
Yes.
Let other people know. Make sure you're clicking on the subscribe button. Make sure that you are clicking on the notification bell. We're gonna be coming through with another episode next week. Episode 3 is gonna be also another amazing healing whatever that we decided to talk about. But please put also in the comment section if you've got questions and things that you want us to discuss here also. Thank you so much, you guys. Have a lovely
Go well. Ciao.
Bye.